All right, I'm writing this down as fast as I can. Let's see. So you want someone to hear this. The key difference between pride and humility is their meaning. Pride can refer to having an excessively high view of one's importance, whereas humility refers to having a modest or low view of one's importance. A proud person always considers himself superior to others, whereas a humble person doesn't. You ask, is false humility a form of pride? I answer, false humility is a twisted form of pride. We tend to think of pride as an overly confident, arrogant, and smug attitude or disposition, an overinflated sense of self. But the flip side of the coin is when we view ourselves as worthless and possess an inferior or too low estimation of ourselves. My purpose in this moment of your life is that you find your ascension in me, says the Father. I have already come to you in full humanity. I expect you now to see in yourself the fullness of my divinity in your heart, in your circumstance and situation. Draw on the finished work. The enemy wants you to think something is lacking, which is why your answer is not forthcoming. That is not my truth. There is no further action necessary to bring a total and miraculous transformation to your life. Lay hold to and activate with your words and actions all that my descent into the human conditions afforded. The act of faith, he says really big, and the words of faith, again really big, I am looking for from you have nothing to do with calling me down again or raising me up again or repeating anything I have already fulfilled. It's like right in with me. Alrighty then. Trust in the finished work. Says God, the provision of Calvary is an ascension provision. I am not coming down again to suffer. You are going to have to come up to me. I have made provision for you to do exactly that. Come up to me and be seated in me and with me, hence kingdom alignment. From that place, you will rule and conquer now. There is no victory or authority in eternity that cannot be ascended by your audacious and boldness of faith for you now, says God. This is going to be interesting. I am reproducing my faithfulness in you, even today. You will have the opportunity to demonstrate my confidence and my rest in the midst of conflict and difficulty. Say within yourself, I will have the faith of God. Be determined, says the God, and be resolute. Hold on, I need to sip of water. I'm making a mess. All right. You will never be disappointed when you assume that I will come through for you and stand by you when all others falter and flee. It is not a presumption to expect that I will produce a miracle in your life. It is not arrogance to expect my word and my promises to you to come to pass. Man's idea of humility carries a component of unbelief and timidity within it. Another new word you're teaching me. I'm going to circle that one. That is not what I say is humility, says the God. True humility is expecting what I say to come to pass no matter what the circumstances indicates or what others think will or will not happen. True humility operates on the assumption that you can do what my words say, that you can do and have what my words say you can have. True humility will never allow the circumstances to contradict what I have promised. I exalt the humble, and I will deliver the contrite of heart. I am gathering you to my bosom in the higher and lofty places where sin cannot stain you, and Satan cannot torment. Take your solace in me and expect me to be who I am and do what I can do in your life today. And he says, a danger is lurking in the dark for you and your family. The moment has arrived when you desperately need my help. As you step up an act of faith, it appropriates that word to lay hold on the promise in that word for your personal situation. You also become a partaker of the same blessings and anointing that is upon this ministry. As in mine or yours? I didn't even realize I had one. It is our desire that you have your version of our breakthrough in the things of God. Remember, every word mixed with faith immediately begins to come to pass. Hold on, Father. I'm going to write that down too. Your donation is your step of faith, believing. There is power in this word to turn things around for you and move your life into direction highest heart's desire and greatest dream fulfilled. I will protect your family, but I need you to do something to help me protect your family. And my kids, you need to identify 5 threat-related gestures: a nudge, a cue, a bump, a prompt, and an alert. The Father says today, I am your shelter and your high tower from the ends of the earth. My wind will blow to drive back those ranged against you until the heaven open and the day star arises in full in your life. You will be able in my tabernacle forever. I am your defense in the night and your covering in the midst of the storm. I will prolong your life and your years to many generations, not for your own righteousness, but for the virtue of my name on which you have put your trust. I have heard your vows, says the Father. What promises will you make me? What bargain will you strike with me that will move me any further than the scope of the price of Calvary? The price is paid. What remains for you is one thing: fear, not only belief. The mercy I have prepared for you does not come from anything that you might do to impress me or move me to love you more than I do at this moment. Rest in that truth and rest in the wind of my spirit that leads you this day to the rock that is higher than you. The Father says today, you are not marginalized in my kingdom. The truth surfaces. Others may overlook and set you at naught, but I have set you as the apple of my eye. Through the favor of man is fleeting. My favor surrounds you like a shield. When all your peers turn their back as though they cannot see the suffering and the struggle you face. Forgive, release, bless them, and lift up your eyes, for I am about to bring a net-breaking catch into your life that will completely reconfigure circumstances as you know them. I set the solidarity in family, says the Father. You have wondered just who your friends were because those who rejoiced with you in the good times were nowhere to be found in the lean season. They didn't change their hearts. They simply revealed who they were all along. Forgive, release, bless, and move on. I am bringing you relationships whose character is drawn from the marrow of I will never leave you. You will be known as you are known and loved and accepted according to your potential in Christ. Things are changing. Hold everything loosely. Prepare for a new society in the school of the Spirit. The Father says today, I am taking you out of understood comfort levels into a place of new fruitfulness and harvest. You will see in the season a multiplication of crops many times over. You have sown, says the Father, and I have noticed that. Will you sow into my purposes and not reap by my processes, says the Father? Hold on, Father. I need another drink of water. Dry mouth today. Okay, where was I? Oh, it is your portion and potential to be a part of a new apostolic awakening. I gotta circle that one too. He's giving me some new bits to. The prophetic in the earth is opening. The matrix of a barren womb in the earth to an impeachment testimony. Oh my gosh, that one too? That prophecy? And it wonders that the world cannot marginalize, and the church will not be able to ignore that prophecy is coming true too. Hallelujah! I'm so humbled and grateful. Religious authorities will raise their eyebrows and say, that can't be God because it didn't come from us. No shit. Nobody knows about that but me and God. I will be offended and I will laugh, he says, and pour out my fullness on a simple and humble people who will refuse to take the glory to themselves that only belongs to me. The Father today, oh right, a testimony. Oh, I get it. Word. You are not marginalized in my kingdom. Others may overlook you and set you at naught. But I have set you as the apple of my eye. Through the favor of man is fleeting. My favor surrounds you like a shield when all your peers turn their back as though they cannot see the suffering and the struggle you face. Forgive, release, bless, he says. And lift up your eyes, for I am about to... He's repeating it. What are you talking about? For we got... Oh, that's right. How many did he say he wanted when I met him? 8? And I said 4? Together we got more than that. and because of that prophecy, I know how many are coming. We're going to need a cafeteria. I said the solitary. I will say it again, because you did say that. Behold, I will bring them help and care them. I will reveal in abundance. You have wondered just who your friends were, because those who rejoiced with you in the good times were nowhere to be found. That didn't change. They didn't change their hearts, says the Father. Man plans, God laughs. No kidding. They simply revealed who they were all along. Family is the foundational unit of society. Also, the family is our first ministry. Oh, that's right, because our kids, what's mine is his and what's his is mine. Oh, hence the messages. Generational curses. Importance of praying for your children. We both have children before this relationship. And the ones that are going to come together multiply. Oh, because of their kids. It adds the blessings of our lessons. I see lots of things becoming clear right now. God's ways are not our ways, but when we do things, God is only multiplies all the blessings he first gives us. They are the people who always with us, and those we will spend the rest of our lives with, meaning actually godly. Not religion or limiting beliefs, because it's, oh, the light bulb has definitely come on. So it's the generations of not just my family, all those limiting beliefs and religions and thoughts and stuff, your generations too of limiting beliefs and thoughts and ways, marriage, divorce, whatever than the curses and convoluted we got from our parents and whoever we looked up to, and even bred into thinking they were right or they must know what they're talking about, right? But we get to make the necessary changes. Hold on, I'm going to write this so a major shift comes. For that reason, the family ought to stick together no matter what happens, he says. I get it. We build a better foundation correctly. Things are really adding up. And praying for our families always is one way to achieve the goal. That's why few chosen. Are they going to stay stuck? No, they will see. Wow. It put into practice the better way of doing things. The Father says a family that prays together stays together. Praying with our families strengthens our bond. It teaches our children, especially, to form a habit of prayer, depending on God for all that they need. Praying daily with the family is a good habit to form. Makes sense. It changes the perspective, old beliefs we were raised with. I feel more like buried now, which gets tossed outside, and we live and thrive even, especially at the beginning and end of each day. He's right. That's right. Paper. Just my generations. No, it's both of yours. All the past, all these children. We have to make the move and change for now. All of their generations too. That's right. There's a ton of lives we touch now. We can do that now and continue because we have all the information that we have learned and will continue to know or have the knowledge. I mean, we're going to school, but life is a big classroom anyway. Are you going to study for the test and prepare to do well, or cheat and copy others' answers and stay stuck? I'm going to write, even might have to retake a test or even get held back a grade because you don't promote if you don't learn a lesson being taught yourself. I love how you're doing this. You told me countless times. He said, what I'm doing, you will understand and see the why and the how, and you will be okay with it. I really do. It's light bulb moments. It teaches. I'm a great teacher. He is too, though. I feel like you have done this before. You have done this before. I think you know what you're talking about. Each member of the family to see God's will at all times. We're now teaching. Yes, we're taking all of our lessons we have learned, no matter what the circumstances in life are. That's what we've learned from all these trials and tribulations, is how to get ourselves together so we can make sure generations after us get it together and keep it together. The Father says today, are you relinquishing the outcome to me? Or are you just still sitting there? Relinquish that loneliness. I will bring you into your highest heart's desire and greatest dream fulfilled. I have a plan, says the Father, and you are not in delay, and you will not be denied. Do you trust me, says the Father? Of course I do. I know I do. You literally have shown and taught me so much about even myself and the capabilities and how to help heal not only my family, but other people and their families too. I am so humbled to be the blessings, not just receive them. This is far more rewarding. I don't feel prideful. I'm superior to no one. I'm feeling courageous even to learn, challenge myself even, and absolutely share all the lessons. He says, do you trust that my hand is at work? definitely. I know I do. I see it continuously and in so many ways. Chapter 12 is here. My template for your life is the highest and best and more than you could ever ask or think. Some of you have bemoaned that you have waited so long and your hope is deferred. So let hope arise, and let faith have its place, and know that I am fully able to do this, which seems impossible to you. Dismiss the voice of the enemy that taunts you with the lies that you are unlovable and that none will want you, or that you have this fault or that fault. Dismiss the lies. If you will take your hand off the tiller, take your hand off the steering wheel, and let me do this my way, I will fast track you into the relationship I have for you. Fast track you into that relationship which was ordained for you from before the foundation of time. Can you take now for an answer? It is not good to be alone, says the Father. Therefore, I declare over you, you will not be alone. And your blessing, really big again, time has come. Now go and embrace and listen to some healing music. Big hug and music. For your protection and anxiety releasement. You have sought first the kingdom of God, and all things will be added to you. That is so cool. I love the way you did this. Wow! Oh my goodness! I'm so excited, and so much more writing to fill in. This is so cool. I definitely want to share this. God is amazing. Your prophecies are awesome as long as you do the work. He gives them to you. Because of it, I know how many kids are coming. Cafeteria is definitely necessary. All right, I have a lot of writing. I want to go fill this in. Talk to you guys later, okay? Bye.